extreme urgency, then we have a chance of making life multiplanetary. Still just a chance, not for sure. If we don't act with extreme urgency, that chance is probably zero. And the rate of innovation is not going to be constant. It's either going to increase the rate of innovation, or it's going to slow down. If you look at American access to space with Crew, we were able to go to the moon in '69. Then with the space shuttle, we could only go to low Earth orbit. And the space shuttle retired. And then for almost a decade, there was no, America had no access to space with people. So this is a pretty bad trend. It's trending to zero.
Right.
We need a very strong trend in the other direction in order to have any chance whatsoever of making life multiplanetary.
Yep.
So that's the reason for the extreme sense of urgency.
build the technologies necessary to make life multiplanetary. To answer more seriously, if you consider the nature of importance itself and say, how do you tell that anything is important? Well, the lens of history is a helpful guide here. And the more you zoom out, the more you can distinguish the things that are important over a great span of time, the truly important things, versus things that may seem important in the moment but are forgotten once that moment has passed.
What's going on? What's going on, guys? This is your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live a little bit earlier tonight on this Saturday night. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Took a few days off, needed days off. Good to be back. And who do we got up in the chat tonight? We've got me, you. We got the Bang Stun. We got Marie Potter. Hello, Marie. We've got Alan Schneider, of course, Prowess 007. Keith, happy birthday to you, Keith. Esteban, what's up, Steven? I just started mining Dogecoin today. I'm going to be talking about mining Dogecoin tonight, actually, and I think you've picked a good time to do it, my friend, and I will be getting into that topic a little bit later on in the show. In the meantime, if I could just ask you to hit that like button. It takes a moment of your time, doesn't cost you a dime. Number one thing you can do to help a channel like this ascend to the outer limits. So if I could ask you to do that, that would be awesome. Also, if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm Steven Steele. Great to have you with us this evening. Got an interesting show lined up for you tonight. Got some interesting things to talk to you about. Would love to get your guys' feedback on all that stuff as well. Lastly, if you feel compelled to super chat anywhere throughout the duration of this broadcast, that's hugely appreciated for all the time and efforts put forth, and helps to keep the lights on over here, guys. Welcome, John. John Corona, good to see you. 7-1. And more people are just coming in now as the notifications have gone off. So, Kyle, good to see you. Yeah, indeed. I held the Twitter Spaces earlier. First one of those I've done in about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Had Sadaf Jadran jump on for a little bit. So if you missed that, that's another reason to follow me on Twitter if you don't already. And then also keep your notifications on Twitter so you know that when I go live, guys. Let's see here. Well, I want to just get down to it, boppers. Let's get down to the top of the news tonight. And we'll just work our way through it, have a good time, get comfortable. Whether it's with a glass of wine, stiff cocktail, or something more healthier like some fresh juice, green tea, whatever your pleasure is. Just get settled and sorted. And you're in the right space. You're in the right place. Going to outer space. Sliding Edge starting things off with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Sliding Edge. Appreciate you, man. Steele Media is on the rise. I love it. Steele Media Ascension. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Top of it, guys. Dogecoin, Tesla, Cyberstruck. I'm cyberstruck by the Cybertruck. Maybe that could be the first ad. Dogecoin, Tesla, Cybertruck in bronze gold color. Elon Musk said that would be sick. Elon Musk replied indicating that he supports this kind of color choice for the Cybertruck on Twitter. Musk often endorses Dogecoin, and his love for the meme coin is reflected in his tweets and reactions. Recently, Musk responded to a tweet about high transaction fees on the Ethereum blockchain, saying that Doge can be used to make DeFi more accessible to everyone. This is a key point regarding Dogecoin. One of the main points that I often make on the show, why I'm so bullish on it. Last month, Musk replied to a tweet that called the attention to the dangers and pitfalls of leveraged Dogecoin trading. Musk reacting to a post by Twitter user Mishabar. Musk also been advocating that Doge should break its dependence on centralized exchanges like Robinhood and Binance. Binance and Robinhood are some of the cryptocurrency exchanges that support Dogecoin. These exchanges allow users to buy, sell, blah, blah, blah. So, that's just kind of a fun bit of news there. How many of you, if they offered a Cybertruck in gold and bronze, would you opt for the gold and bronze? Put it this way: if given the choice between the original silver color Cybertruck and the gold and bronze Cybertruck, would you take that gold and bronze? Doge Pilot, now a member for 5 months. Thank you for your continued support, Doge Pilot. Really appreciate it, man. And congrats. I saw Elon liked your Binance tweet. Yes, that did happen today. It's true. No lie detected. Esteban coming again with $2 Make Ya Holler. Just created my first 2 NFTs. Check them out. Well, you got to post a link. DM them to me, my friend, or put them in the chat. But congrats on getting your first 2 NFTs on the marketplace, my friend. Let's see. Yep, so funny. It was my tweet that Batman's seen because I tagged Lucy and him. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. I'll have to see what you're talking about, 7-1. 7-1 says, I'll take gold and bronze 1,000%. Keith will opt for the original silver. Cybertruck. Crypto Leprechaun says no to the gold. Prowess says, how can bronze be golden? I don't know. Guys, I'm just reading the article. Don't shoot the messenger. Let's see here. So, where was I? Oh yeah, so that's something that happened today. I woke up a little bit on the kind of late morning side today, probably about 10ish. and I was just going about working on my computer and stuff for a while, checking in with my business and things like that. And then, I don't know how I noticed, but my followers are going up a bit more than usual, and for a day cycle anyway. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. And then, I know how I saw it, because I follow the Twitter account. Every tweet Elon, it basically follows every move that Elon makes on Twitter, whether it's RTs, likes, comments. And that's where I saw it in my timeline. It said, Elon Musk liked Steele's tweet. And I was like, huh. I clicked on it, sure enough. Elon liked one of my tweets. I wasn't sure if that was going to happen again. But apparently lightning struck twice, folks. The first time Elon liked one of my tweets was probably about 6 or 7 months ago in relation with Dogecoin in relation to AMC. And I wasn't sure if that would ever happen again. But yes, my new Twitter profile is on the map with Mr. Musk. So that was fun. Obviously, that is cool. Let's see, coins and bullion. I sold my silver. 7-1's going on some stuff, man. Talking about gold bars. Okay, let's get to the next story, folks. This one also comes courtesy of Ben Zinga. Serious business here, folks. Listen up. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin slide. Analysts suggest other factors contributing to the crypto carnage, besides the Evergrande woes. Doge, Shiba Inu fell more than 5% in the last 24 hours in a 7-day period. Lost almost 16%. Why it matters. The bloodbath on the cryptocurrency markets took place all in the backdrop of the China Evergrande group not making good on a debt obligation. The company defaulted on more than a $1.2 billion worth of bonds as of per Finch ratings on Thursday. Bitcoin's decline on Evergrande default evoked incredulity on cryptocurrency Twitter. And then they have a quote here from David G. I really can't believe Bitcoin is dipping because of Evergrande. This is literally the reason we have Bitcoin. It's funny that Bitcoin price is tanking each time something frightened the traditional markets. Did we onboard too many institutional investors? And it goes on and on. Bitcoin also continues to be under pressure as the greenback continues to exhibit strength. The Doge. I'm so used to, when I see the word dollar, I'm so used to saying Doge. It's like my automatic reaction. Suppose it's a good thing. The dollar rose against the G10 cryptocurrencies, except the safe haven Japanese yen. Dollar index was up 0.3%. Bitcoin needs to overcome growing expectations for a stronger dollar, an extended altcoin season, and short-term bearishness in the wake of the pandemic of the new variant. Meanwhile, Ethereum's Arrow Glacier upgrade went live on Thursday. We'll talk about that momentarily. The upgrade supports Ethereum's transition to proof-of-stake model, which is major, and pushes back the so-called difficulty bomb to June 22, as per a project blog. The difficulty bomb is planned to exponentially increase the proof of work difficulty, designed to motivate shift of proof of stake and reduce chances of a fork. What to make of all this, folks? Well, I was talking about this all in Twitter Spaces earlier with Sadaf, mind you. Here, let me readjust. I realize the chart is not where it needs to be positioning-wise. There we go. We're just looking at the buy-sell orders without any charting. Not very exciting without the charting, right? Bloodbath on almost all markets. Prowl says, yes, it really is across the board. We are seeing crypto carnage from the top 20 all the way through the DeFi space, all the way through the SHIT coin communities, top down all the way. This is been absolutely absolute in the markets that it's affecting, from crypto all the way into NFTs, really. But from the very top to the very bottom, there's been a very few smattering of exceptions of nice little bullish signs with a few select coins in the middle of all this. One of those exceptions being Terra Luna. Terra Luna has exhibited extraordinary strength comparatively to what's been going on in the rest of the market. And there's good reasons for that, which is why I'm an investor. It's with their burn ratio. I will nerd out and go over that with you a bit later. Sorry, I have a time-sensitive text by my assistant, and I have to just answer her back quickly. Let's see here. So, Alan Schneider, me and you, good move. What do me and you do? I bought half Ethereum yesterday. I think that's very solid. Honestly, any large investments, but any investments in very high utility cryptocurrencies in the top 20 at this juncture, I think is very sage, very smart. Particularly Bitcoin. I've said numerous times that if I had more investment capital right now, I would have been going all in on Bitcoin now, folks. But that's just me. I think anything under 50K right now with Bitcoin is an exceptional deal. Now, there are people saying that we are on the precipice of even a bigger downturn, shall we say, come Monday. And I've seen some technical analysis predict even a crash coming on Monday. How do I feel about this? I do think it's possible, but if I were to weatherman it down, the probability of a big further crash course coming on Monday, I'd say put that somewhere around 25%. 25%. I'm not saying it's... I think that's a higher probability of it happening than like a fringe percentage. But I would say about 20-25% chance of rain, guys, on Monday. But I don't think that's the higher probability scenario. I think that we're probably looking, frankly, not something very exciting for a little bit. I know it's the answer most of you don't want to hear. But at the same time, it could be a lot worse. So I do think that the market's going to continue to largely trade sideways where it is for probably even the next week or so before we start ascending again. But I do think that we will be ascending again. I'm still very, very bullish on the first quarter of 2022, particularly the last half of the first quarter of 2022. Pretty much all of the basic seasonal predictions and outlooks Nick and I have talked about through various technical analysis and stuff. I still hold to almost all of that, except we've just shifting it all back about a month delay, 3 or 4 week delay. Hunter made his way in. Mary made her way in as well. Thank you for supporting the show, Mary. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Always great to have you in the mix. Hunter Wayne, good to have in the mix. And again, happy birthday. I think that was to Keith. I think Keith celebrating a birthday. All right. Let's see. So that's kind of where I'm at with the state of the market, as it were, right now. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get to a bit of good news. Just get this. If you are a Dogecoin miner, or if you're thinking about being a Dogecoin miner, you're in the right place. You're doing the right thing at the right time. This comes courtesy of AMB Crypto. Despite price stagnation, Dogecoin miners surpass 1 billion. That's right, folks, 1 billion in revenue. Dogecoin took the cryptocurrency industry by storm only this year, with several rival meme tokens such as Shiba now giving Doge a run for its money. However, they have not been able to wane the interest in the king, as a new all-time revenue record was set by Doge miners just these last weeks. According to the latest data by analytics firm Coinmetrics, which is the best resource for this kind of data, by the way, guys, in case you're ever curious for the future. Total all-time high miner revenue surpassed $1 billion for the first time November 13th, indicating persistent activity within the Dogecoin community. Notably, significant increase in mined income was only noticed this year even as Dogecoin had been in even though Dogecoin has been in existence since 2014, technically 2013, actually, to correct the record. The sum of all miner revenue indicated in the chart below indicates both fees and newly issued native units. Promising metrics. Let's get to these promising Dogecoin miner metrics. Isn't this exciting stuff, folks? Hold on to your panties, because I'm about to lay it down for you. The surge in miner revenue also coincides with the jump in the price of Doge in the wider market, as it noticed unparalleled price appreciation during April and May. Its increasing popularity has undoubtedly been seen as a huge profit avenue with these miners, resulting in the significant increase in activity. However, the asset's price has remained in a downward spiral ever since it reached its all-time high last May. We all know this, though. Other proponents include billionaire investor Mark Cuban, as we well know, along with Doge's resilient community that has kept it alive all these years. And that's what it really comes down to, guys. Doge has a resilient community that has kept it alive, has kept it maybe not in the top 10, but hovering right around that top 10 all year long. I don't think that's going to change. And it doesn't hurt that we have the Dogecoin Foundation and a great development team. I don't think the development team, I don't think they get enough credit, considering how little they get paid to do everything that they do. That's what's kept people's Dogecoin investments secure and retain value all these years when it could have easily fallen by the wayside. There's so many cryptocurrencies that go through periods of waning interest. Often happens to them, but not with Doge. And that's what really has been able to, enable Dogecoin to ascend to the place where it is, and not only ascend there, but stick around there. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Is it Mary from Brooklyn? Howard Stern's #1 fan. I don't think that's her. I'm not even going to mention that. But be nice, guys. Be nice. Is prowess... I don't know. You'll have to answer. I can't answer for these lovely ladies. But be nice out there. Let's go. So what I'm saying is, right now it appears it's been a great time to be a Dogecoin miner. I still think it's going to be an incredibly profitable time to be a Dogecoin miner. I don't see that falling by the wayside anytime soon, folks. So probably a good time to get into mining, if provided it's not Bitcoin profitability. I don't see that being a long-term viable thing, but Ravencoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, I still think these will all be very profitable coins to mine long-term. Let's see here. This is hilarious. I don't know if those of you saw it, but early yesterday, Elon Musk was joking about on Twitter, saying he was thinking about quitting his jobs. He's thinking about stepping down as CEO of SpaceX, CEO of Tesla. Why? To become a full-time influencer. Of course, he was kidding, but the mainstream media didn't know any better. They seem to have a very difficult time struggling with sarcasm and humor, particularly as it relates to social media, as we've seen once again demonstrated through this latest story, which is absolutely hilarious because, Elon was joking a bit about this on Twitter, and the mainstream media took it quite literally. It's all over the news today. This one comes courtesy of Reuters. Thinking about quitting my job is becoming an influencer full time. Musk tweeted without elaborating. It wasn't immediately clear if Musk, a prolific user and social media platform, was being serious about quitting his roles. Really? That wasn't prolifically clear? How, in what universe wasn't that prolifically clear? I guess in the universe of CNN, in the universe of MSNBC, in the universe of Reuters, in the universe of the Wall Street Journal. Musk, who is also the founder, we know who he's the founder of, leads brain chip startup Neuralink and infrastructure firm Boring Company, said during a conference call on January that he expects to be CEO of Tesla for several years. It would be nice to have a bit more free time on my hands as to opposed to working day and night for when I wake up and when I go to sleep 7 days a week. Pretty intense, Elon said. Last month, he asked his followers on Twitter whether he should sell 10% of his stake in the electric car maker, to which the majority agreed. He sold those shares worth nearly 12 billion cents. So that is interesting. Let's go to another bit of coverage of this. This is how CNN framed it. Elon Musk says he's thinking about becoming a full-time influencer. And another headline from The Hill. Elon Musk says he is considering quitting all his jobs and becoming an influencer. And I made a meme earlier corresponding with these sentiments where I edited Elon's face where his mouth is open as wide as possible, like this, with text that says, Dogecoin to $1,000 today, with a bunch of rocket emojis. Obviously lampooning the majority of thumbnail art that we see from crypto content creators here on the YouTubes. Myself not being one of them. I think I'm literally one of the only crypto-centric YouTubers that doesn't do that. And I'm not, I have friends, they market differently, more along those lines, and this is no disrespect to them. I mean, they work very hard as well. It's just not my style. I just can't bring myself to do that. I can't bring myself to do it unless I'm being facetious. There was a time where I made one thumbnail. Well, maybe I'll post it on Twitter tonight, where I was like joking, where I was lampooning that, where I took a picture of myself going, and I put that on the thumbnail art with like huge explosions and a monster truck going into my mouth and all sorts of things. So if you ever see me post something like that, please know that it's in jest. And now it's kind of becoming popular, I've noticed, in some memes where people are making compilations of different crypto content creators with their mouths wide open. Like this, that. Oh, it's so funny. There's this one Sadaf sent me. The girl looks just straight up scary. There's this blonde girl, and she's just like, like that. Looks like a zombie. A rabid attacking zombie. No disrespect, of course, to Zombie Doge Army. When will Nick Balls be back on Steven Steele Live? Mary's wondering. I don't know. You know what? Tweet Nick and ask him. Encourage him to come on back. I know he's been taking what he feels to believe a much-needed break from social media, and I can respect that. I can understand that. But you haven't seen the last of Nick Balls, but he has been just stepping away from all this stuff lately. But I think he'll be back in the mix. He misses it too much. He loves it too much. He'll be back. He'll be back. What if Elon was president? He would get tons of sleep. Probably comparatively to what he gets now, frankly. Probably comparatively to what he gets now. So that was funny. I love when the mainstream media takes Elon Musk's like trolling tweets literally, and then they're writing stories about it. And that's just super hilarious to me. Sorry about this, guys. It's just a few time sensitive message I have to get out of the way. Anyway, if you're just walking in, you're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm Steven Steele. It is great to have you with us tonight. If you haven't hit that like button, if I could just ask you to do that real quick, it really helps out a lot. And if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. We've got an awesome community here. I want you to be a part of it. So hit that subscribe, hit all on that notification bell, stay dialed in. Let's keep growing this thing together. Let's keep growing with peace, fun, and prosperity into the future, guys. I'm in this for the long haul. I think many of you are too. Let's go to the next story here, folks. This one comes courtesy of Inside EVs. That stands for electric vehicles. Tesla bot. A Tesla bot. Have you guys seen this Tesla bot? They look a bit ominous to me, but maybe they'll warm up to me. Or maybe I'll warm up to them, rather. Tesla bot can solve labor shortage, according to Elon Musk. That said, Tesla CEO did not give any indication to when these humanoid robots will become a reality and enter the service force. Tesla's biggest unveil this year wasn't a new vehicle, but rather a robot, the Tesla Bot. Remember the Tesla Bot, guys? It was black and white. The first one was a guy dressed up in a Tesla Bot suit, but it wasn't real. They were just like joking. He started like breakdancing and stuff. Elon Musk was recently quizzed on the status of the Tesla Bot during a Wall Street Journal conference. Boy, who caught that Wall Street Journal interview? He had a lot of provocative thoughts that the Wall Street Journal didn't know what to make of. Left the journalist speechless a few times. It was quite the sight to behold. Anyway, the main crux of this is this is a direct quote from Elon Musk about the Tesla bots. How many of you would feel comfortable having a Tesla bot in your home or apartment? I'm just as a show of hands, how many of you would be cool with that or would want that? I feel like it would scare me. Like every time I turn a corner and I would just see it, even if it was off, but it was just standing up, I'd turn a corner, I'd be like, ah! I would like almost attack it. You know what I mean? It would take me a little while to get used to the presence of a human-like android being around, right? Anyway, direct quote from Elon Musk. It has the potential to be a general substitute for human over time. The foundation of the economy is labor. Capital equipment is essentially distilled labor. I asked for a friend of mine what we should optimize for, and he said gross profit per employee, fully considered, so you got to include the supply chain in that. The fundamental constraint is labor. There is not enough people. I can't emphasize that enough. There are not enough people. I think one of the biggest risks of civilization is the low and declining birth rate. This is a cause and a point that Elon often makes. Now, on its face, that point can kind of got lost on me when I was thinking about it on a global scale. You know, one could make a very strong argument that we're actually overly populated, and that's been leading to the decline of many different kinds of civilizations and overcrowding, the decline of the environment. But the more I read into the details of what Elon was talking about, the more I agreed. He was talking about the decline of specific kinds of specific populations, not the entire world population. So here in America, we are the citizens here. We're not procreating enough to grow out. We're procreating enough just to sustain ourselves or less. So if you have less advanced territories throughout the world, nations throughout the territories, populating much more heavily than the more advanced parts of the world, over a period of time, you're going to have a monumental problem. It's kind of I don't think Elon Musk has gone that far, but it's pretty clear to me that's what he's alluding to. And then at that point, you kind of have an idiocracy plot scenario. I'll just put it that way. Will the robot do my laundry? I think the prowess of the robot would do your laundry. So that's the thing too, right? If we have these robots that are doing these boring, time-consuming tasks that we all, most of us dislike doing. I find a certain peace in folding laundry personally, but that's just me, you know. But and then you start wondering the average lifespan of a human. How many minutes, how many moments, how many hours is the average person on Earth, and how much of that do you want to spend sitting in a car in a commute, hanging out at a laundromat, waiting for your clothes to dry, doing dishes, things of this nature. And you start to think, and I can tell you, somebody who runs a business and somebody who does all this program and content creation, both of these things, plus making music, when I start doing just mundane cleaning tasks and stuff like this, I start wondering maybe it'd be worth it to maybe it'd be more cost effective for me to hire someone to do all these types of tasks so I can spend that extra time putting it into creating more content or creating more music or working on my small business more. So, yeah, I think that there's an inevitable market for the assisted, I mean, for lack of a better term, assisted living, human-like androids to do all these tasks, to free us up to do other things. Now, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Real Deal holding it down Saturday night. Good to see you, Sushi Sniper. Good to see you in the mix. Hector the Dude, what's going on, man? Did I miss anyone else that snuck in there? Tony C, you snuck in here, man. Good to see you. I think, the up coin's in here. Good to see you. Okay, anyway. Now, a question I have for you guys is this. Is that something you could get calm with? Is that something that could sit well with you over a period of time, right? So here, if you have human androids with human-like traits, 2 arms, 2 legs, walking, bending over, moving, talking with programmed voice boxes, things like this. Is that a kind of society you want to have in the future where these things are commonplace, walking around doing things? For example, I'm sitting here doing the show. Now, what would it be like if I were to look out my window right now and I just saw an AI just walking like this past your apartment? These are things we need to really start realistically thinking about. No matter how much we love Elon Musk, these are things we need to start thinking about. Is this kind of society you feel comfortable living in? It's something that we're all going to have to just ask ourselves. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest with you. I know it's stuff I enjoy seeing in movies, but I don't know if it's something I'm excited about getting used to on a day-to-day basis, living side by side with all of these androids walking around and talking. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm just saying these are questions we've never really asked ourselves, I don't think, very seriously, right? Donna Tabuki, welcome. Better late than never, Miss Tabuki. Good to see you. Mr. Lin, good to see you, Mr. Lin. Carlos, what is up? Carlos is in the house. Good to see you, Carlos. Awesome. We've got the all-star lineup tonight. Tony says, this topic reminds me of that movie I, Robot starring Will Smith. It really does. I mean, even aesthetically, I think the Tesla AIs remind me a lot of the aesthetics in that movie. I mean, Christopher, you do raise a good point. But then again, okay, firstly, you raise a fair point. Secondly, it will eventually happen. Okay? So it will be a question we'll eventually have to seriously consider, number 2. And number 3, we have seen periods and moments and eras in time where particular technologies, the advancement of it gets accelerated exponentially in a very short amount of time. I would say these being the best example of that, right? If we think about the state of cell phones just 10 years ago, it's night and day, folks. Night and day and night. Night and day. But seriously, folks, if you even think back, 10 years ago was probably my first iPhone. Now, I got the iPhone shortly, a couple months after the first one came out. I think it was the iPhone 3. I know it's counterintuitive, but the iPhone 3 was actually the first iPhone. And I remember getting that, and I think about how radically different even that was from what I have now. I got a 13 mini right now. And even before that, so before even my first iPhone, we had flip phones. We had the little Nokias, where all anybody would do on them is use them literally to talk on the phone, and we'd text, but the texting wasn't elaborate. And you had it wasn't like a mini computer. You couldn't access the internet with it. You'd play a really crappy game on it, like Snake. You'd be like, burp, burp, burp. Remember the Snake game? And then you would text each other, but you would never text more than one sentence to someone because it was too laborious to do so. You had little buttons, and you had to scroll on each micro button 3 or 4 letter options. So you had to go, bim, 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 I, space, dun, 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 A, dun, 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 M, space, dun, dun, H, dun, I, E, D, D, R, D, D, E, I am here, send, right? Or if you were trolling your friends, you just would text them 80085. A few of you might get that. Don Tabuki coming in large and in charge. I love it. Thank you for literally helping to keep the lights on over here, Donna, with a $5 make you holler, or $50 make you holler. Huge super chat from Donna Tabuki. Buy Doge, looking spiffy, Mr. Steele. I clean up sometimes, folks. I'm freshly showered. I'm freshly shaved. Well, I'm freshly trimmed around the beard. You know what I mean, my friends. And I skipped yesterday. I didn't even shower yesterday. So today, you know what? I'm very fond of the hot-cold shower toggle. It's very good for you, very refreshing. Anybody ever do that? So I go between ice-cold and then hot. And it just really invigorates yourself, gets the blood really flowing all the way through the body. Makes you feel like a new man with a new plan. Anyway, you can read about a lot of the health benefits of cold showers, actually, online. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Tony C says flip phones was the most fun era when you could talk for a while after 7 or 9 p.m. All the simple times. Yeah, back then, Tony, before we had all... I mean, right, there are certain nostalgic values, right, that happen as a consequence of a lack of technology. And back in the day, it was really good to finally not be dependent on landlines for its obvious inconvenience, particularly payphones. Payphones are absolutely disgusting. Remember when you'd have to pull... actually, some of you don't remember payphones ever, but I remember when I was much younger, maybe like when I first got my driver's license or something, and you had to pull over somewhere and make a payphone call. Well, first you had to stop at a gas station, get enough change to use the payphone. You had to plug the payphone, and if it was long distance, you better plug it with a $7 of frickin' quarters. And then it'll tell you how many minutes you have. And then you put that payphone up to your face, and it just, so many times it just stunk. Ugh. Ugh. The receiver of that payphone sometimes smelled like cigarettes, bubble gum, body odor, and soot. All in one. And like perfume, like old lady perfume, right? And so then you'd have that receiver right here and you go, oh, and you try to talk at a distance. You definitely don't want to put your phone close to a payphone receiver. It's disgusting. And you go, the metal buttons. Metal buttons. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, 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 boop. Put the phone up. Hello? Hi, Sarah. This is Steven. Where are you? Yeah, I'm calling to tell you I'm running like 20 minutes late. I had to stop and get gas and I got lost. Yeah, I had the directions to your house. I had them all written out. But I think I wrote them down wrong and I had to stop at a gas station to make sure I was going the right way. Think about that. That's before even MapQuest. You literally had to write, you had to pull out a map. You had to pull out paper maps, or you had to write the directions down of your friends to get to point A to point B. I remember being on a vacation as a little kid, going to Disney World with my parents. My mom had the big map out. I think we're right here. Right? And the thing would be folded out all the way across both sides of the Buick. Well, one kid's got a CD Walkman on in the back. Oh my gosh. It's an interesting mix of nostalgia and inconvenience, isn't it? I guess that's what I'd describe it as. It's the past is a mix of between nostalgia and great inconvenience. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Phone booths are going extinct. Yeah, it's probably not for it's probably not a bad thing. Party lines. Oh my gosh. Party lines. I'm trying to think if I ever participated in a party line. I actually did. I got a little story about it too. I actually own one payphone. I put it in my store because it was just plain badass. 7-1, that's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Some of them do look really, especially if they're cleaned up nice and they're not like totally wasted. And they're built like tough, man. Some look aesthetically really cool. I remember before there was like Tinder or dating apps, you could like call. I don't mean like call like 900 numbers or any of that crap. I mean, you would call, it'd be like a social line where it would put you in touch with like a local network of singles that you would like scroll through and like talk to on the phone. That was like a thing. You had to be pretty brazen to do that. Now, I mustered up the courage once to do it. I think when I was like 21-ish, around there. 21 or 22. And I remember talking to a girl on the phone, and she sounded very mousy, but in a cute way. She sounded super cute. But this is way before you could send photos. So you're really taking a big risk. Because you're trying to get a vibe. She's telling you how she looks, but you're not getting any pictures. I mean, it's a big risk, folks. It's a big risk. It was a very I'll put it this way. It was a very nerve-wracking experience. We're in the digital era now. I think overall, the digital era, I am very thankful for. I mean, think about it this way, folks. None of us would be here without it. That's what's brought us all to here together. That's what this entire community is based on, us coming together through social media, through searching for stuff that you're kind of interested in. You come across my material, right? Come across the show, come across all these fine people, and here we are. Here we are. This is the new town square. This is the new cable television. None of you guys right now are watching cable TV, let alone cable news. Ugh. You're watching this show. You're watching this show. Thank you for that. It's a vote of confidence, vote of entertainment. We're rewriting it all, ladies and gentlemen. I used to love messaging with the TTY machines, and that would go pop out at the payphones. That's wild, 7-1. You'd hear anyone's conversation on the line. Yeah, I remember sometimes you'd hear other people's conversation bleed over. Trucking all day. Has it been 7 months, my friend? Time flies when you're having fun. Thank you, Trucking all day. Thank you. Now 7 months of support, of being with this show. Appreciate it. Late night infomercials, 1-900 numbers, prepaid cards. Be careful of those 1-900 numbers. You'll get saddled with a pretty big bill if you don't watch it. Donna says Newsmax. Now they're like one of the more underground, from what I understand, they're one of the more underground cable news options, right? 588-2300 Empire. Anyone remember that commercial? Today. The only thing I use my TV for is streaming. I reluctantly reactivated my Netflix just for like a month, maybe 2 months tops, until I get through enough stuff that I wanted to see, and then I'll curve back out of that. Keith Evans says, "Be quiet, Artifact." That's right, be quiet, Artifact. Now I got a question for you folks. How many of you folks are over here from, how did you guys hear about me? How many of you folks are over here from, how many folks heard of me through Crypto Batman? And has anyone in this chat heard of me through Crypto Batman? Or did anyone here stumble across me through watching Living with Lucy? Because usually out of those two, and there's a little bit of Matt Wallace, but it's mostly, as far as other programs, I've noticed it seems like the most crossover has been between Crypto Batman's audience and Lucy, Living with Lucy's audience and mine. How about the Eagle Man commercial? Will, good to see you. Secondly, I don't know that one. Mama Crypto, sneaking in with some mod duties. What's good tonight, Doge fam? Good to see you, Mama Crypto. Good to see you. Key says Crypto Batman. Donna says stumbled across on Twitter. Carl Loso says through Doge X. Awesome. Prowess through Batman. 7-1 through Batman. Wow, a lot of Batman. A lot of awesome. Awa. I love it. A lot of moon bats up in here. Through Egos of Death Metal, really? Well, Marie, that would make sense. Oh yeah, Esteban, you go way back. Oh, when I would guest on there with several other people. I'd be kind of just in and out on that YouTube channel. That was like before I even started my own thing. Trucking all day as well. I used to do some late night streaming on there, on that channel. We had some good times. Didn't we? Wild stuff. Wild stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Wild stuff. Let's see. What else do we got here? 2 major cryptocurrency exchanges collapsed in Australia. Do we got any Aussies up in here tonight? I know my co-hostess with the mostest, Sadaf, she's from Australia, but I didn't get a chance to ask her about this yet. The search is on for $50 million in lost cryptocurrency after 2 Australian exchanges completely collapsed. The implosion of online trading hubs highlights pitfalls of what one legal expert describes as tulip mania investments. I can't say I've ever heard that term, tulip mania investments. Andrew Yao doesn't know what happened to tens of millions of dollars worth of crypto belonging to hundreds of clients on the collapsed exchange ACX, but he aims to find out. In mid-October, the veteran insolvency practitioner was appointed administrator of the blockchain global company that was used to run it. Folks, you got to be careful. This keeps happening. I will say America's got a really good record, though, as far as these kinds of things go. I'm not sure. The American exchanges, by the way. But, man, it's like with these exchanges, you've got one job and then it gets like hacked and people can lose a lot of money. A lot of innocent people can lose a lot of money depending on what sort of, how extensive their insurance policy is, right? I searched for the greatest beard and your channel popped up, Steven Steele. I don't believe that, Esteban, but thank you. Doge is weeding out the fakers. Zaxi says. I like that first name, Zaxi. Oh, Zaxi, you're so Zaxi. The algorithm all brought us here. I like that. Just blame it on the algorithm. Fate, says me and you. Oh yeah, it's okay. Upshot got a few folks in the show. Yeah, you can say it. Yeah, there's actually a fair amount of crossover between his audience and mine. He's doing his thing now. I think everyone kind of aired how they felt about it by now, and it's just time to move on, But it's just one of those things where he obviously doesn't have nearly the audience that he used to have, but some people decided that they were ready to move on and forgive what happened, and other folks not. So it's just, at that point, it's just a personal decision. Zaxby's. Yes, I like Zaxby's too. Anyway, I don't really want to talk anymore about the Australian exchanges collapsing. It's not that terribly interesting, unless it happened to you personally. I'm just got to be honest. Oh, so it has been discovered, guys. I read a few articles about this now. The head of the CIA says it's been doing mysterious cryptocurrency work. Yeah, really. Revelation came during Wall Street Journal's underhyped CEO summit on Monday, where Vice reported CIA director William Burns admitted that his agency has a number of different projects focused on cryptocurrency. Why is this interesting? I'll tell you why this is interesting. Because basically, in so many words, I think this means that the CIA is actually responsible for a few cryptocurrency projects. Yes, I think they are quite likely the founders of a few existing cryptocurrency projects out there. The CIA, which projects? I don't know. I know some people were some conspiracies out there that Solana is a CIA project. Now, please don't quote me on that. I'm just saying what I've seen out there. I don't know if there's any merit to that, but interesting. And there's some sort of laws and ordinances that say we won't be able to figure this out for another 10 years unless somebody is going to be a super investigative reporter and figure it out before then. But wow. So the CIA is more than likely responsible for a couple cryptocurrency projects out there as it stands now. That's pretty wild. Coming to Luffy celebrating 5 months of membership. Doge Army Steele man, not zombie though. Ouch. Coming to Luffy, thank you for your continued support, man. It's almost been a half year. Time flies when you're having fun. Appreciate you, man. The Golden Greaser coming with a $5 super sticker. I love it. Hiya. Thank you, Golden Greaser. Good to see you, man. Comment to Luffy coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. Did you dump when Upshot told you? No, I didn't actually. No, I didn't. There's many misconceptions about this. And I don't want to belabor it too long, but it's probably been like at least 6 months since I've even like talked about it in any real capacity. Because I really don't like to dwell on stuff like that. It's pointless. It really is. But for the sake of a slow news cycle, folks, I will indulge you a bit. I think that's the number one thing that people have either misunderstood or have intentionally lied about me through that ordeal. And those of you who actually watch my show on a regular basis knew the whole time what was happening. Okay, I knew the whole time what was happening because I think there's even some of you in this room tonight, you watched me live. I was live when all that happened. I was live when Upcoin started going down, and I was covering it live. I was the first person on it. I was the first person, as far as in content creation world anyway goes, I was the first person to call foul. I said something doesn't look good here. There's a few things not adding up here. It's not looking good. I was the first person on it and the first content creator essentially to call it out. So did I sell the Upcoin that I had? No. So what happened is I had been gifted maybe $30 worth of Upcoin through Upcoin tips that people gave me. And then I bought a couple $100 worth of Upcoin after that on my own. Now, because this was transpiring, I was so busy going in a million different directions trying to cover this intense story that was breaking out that I couldn't even get over to PancakeSwap and be bothered to do all that stuff. So I just got left holding the bags at that time. Now, he told me, and he told Nick, probably because he felt bad, but he just said, Upshot sent me one last message on Twitter, and it just said, sell your Upcoin, whales are selling. That's all it said. Now, right when I got that message, I reported it live on the show. And Nick was on with me. We both reported it live as it was happening. Again, I couldn't have... but I will say, if you want an epic show, an epic entertainment, that was one of the more entertaining, topsy-turvy, unwinding, exciting narratives to fold out ever under any kind of financial-esque market-involved channel ever. But some of you guys do sold at a profit, etc. I actually was trying to get to the bottom of it. I had one of the lead devs on here, Zook, who was actually turned out to be a really good guy. And he was kind of just in the dark like we were. We all just trying to figure it out together. Yeah, I couldn't, even in hindsight, guys, I don't know what I could have done to handle that better in the position I was in. I don't know how I could have handled it more transparently or better. Yeah, but it was interesting. And it was actually Sadaf's first show. It's her first live show with me. That show was Steven most cuss words, bro. You were pissed. Yeah, that's the thing. I was very upset. So what made it even more insane to me is when people that weren't familiar with me were just posting stuff, and I still get it here and there from a few total imbeciles mind you, out there that's claimed that I was somehow involved and that I was this somehow makes me a scammer because I owned some Upcoin and I talked about Upcoin a few times, and that I was in. There's conspiracy theory that I was in cahoots with Upshot to rug everyone and this sort of thing. Couldn't be any further from the truth, and it's all in the blockchain. It's just ridiculous. Seeing those kinds of things being said about me was rather remarkable because I was literally the first person calling it out, like that had a show or created content. Nobody was on it calling it out before me, and nobody did. I still stand by this. Nobody did a better job at reporting that thing as transparently as it could have been handled, and furthermore, there were people in Upshot's community that were really angry at me. They thought, oh, how dare Steele say infer these things about Upshot. He'd never do anything like this. And then on the other hand, people are saying that I was in cahoots with it all. It's like you couldn't win. Okay, like I had people coming at me unfairly from both sides, and the only people that really got it are the people that actually watch the show. If you actually watch the show and watch the content, it's very clear what happened. But everyone else kind of outside of it that was just hearing about it secondarily, they didn't know what they're talking about. And you still get morons popping off on social media about it. They still don't have any idea what actually happened. They still don't actually have any idea what transpired or how I handled it, right? It's very interesting, very interesting. But I would say Zook turned out to be a great guy, one of the lead devs. And he actually, I don't know if he's still in here. Once in a while, you'll see the Upcoin profile come in here, which people get a kick out of, right? They're like, oh my God. But I will say this. So Zook relaunched it with another one of the core developers. And from everything I've seen, I don't feel comfortable going on record with any project, like endorsing it or anything like that, because I can't be responsible for other people's actions, right? But what I will say is, from everything that I've seen from that team that took over the project, they seem really, like really good people. They seem like really transparent, honest, good people handling that project responsibly. That's what it seems like to me. That's what it seems like to me. Anyway, Slay Blaze, welcome to the mix. Christopher Upshot sitting on the floor like he went broke and was kidnapped by ninjas. Yeah, that was a funny video. At the same time, I don't think it's healthy to hold on to anger or grudges at people. I always had before all that happened, and I haven't spoken with him since after that happened, but he and I always had a very friendly, very good rapport. I saw in him what so many of us did, and I still think he has it in him. Just very easygoing, very even-keeled guy, right? Very friendly guy. He was very easy for me to talk to. I'd guest on his show. He'd sometimes guest on this one. Yeah, I miss those days. I do. I miss those days, and I don't want to go around forever harboring anger, grudges. You know, I wish him the best in his venture. Look, some people have moved beyond it and watch his content and are cool with him again. Other people, they're like, nah, I'm done. And I don't think there's any right answer. I think either way, like, put it this way, I get it. Like, I get it. But I think it made for some great memes. I think it made for there was a lot of funny memes made out of that. A lot of funny ones. I just try to get along with people. Folks. And when you're making content, when you're really productive and you're putting yourself out there, inevitably, there's going to be someone that doesn't like you. It doesn't matter how agreeable you are. Or, it just doesn't matter. You're going to always find someone that just doesn't like you for whatever reason. Do I have anything more to add on this show? Here's one I came across on the Daily Wire. It's kind of an interesting fun fact that I wasn't cognizant of. Which generation do you think is buying more pickups than baby boomers? Do you think it's Gen X? Do you think it's the millennials? Or do you think it's maybe even younger than that? If you had to guess, which one of those three generations do you think's buying the most pickups? Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 ba da ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 bum. I will tell you, time is up, ladies and gents. If you didn't already have the answer in your head, you're getting it now. It is the millennials. Members of the millennial generation are on track to outpace baby boomers and Gen X on buying pickup truck purchases. Yes, I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have thought it'd been Gen X. I would have just assumed the older the generation, the more the pickup trucks. Younger generation, the less the pickup trucks. Let's see here. I plan on growing my COC a little bit. At least I have a full one. Hey, are you any of you guys? I'm not invested in COC, but I mean, are any of you guys? I'm just like shy. I'm like shy of putting any more money in ERCs right now. But I hope it does well. Christopher says the Upshot impressions were great, but the Crypto Batman impression was gold. Thanks. I might have to do a part 2 of my Crypto Batman. I might have to do a part 2 of that, you guys. Oh, yeah, I might have to do part 2. The part 2 Crypto Batman short. Artifact, be quiet. Last story of the night, guys. Last story of the night. Dolphins are deliberately getting high on pufferfish. Nerve toxins by carefully chewing and passing them around, says The Independent. Extraordinary scenes recently filmed for a new documentary showing the marine mammals in their natural habitats. Dolphins are thought of as one of the most intelligent species in the animal kingdom, and experts say they believe they have to put their ingenuity to use in the pursuit of getting high. And in extraordinary scenes filmed in a new documentary, young dolphins were seen carefully manipulating a certain kind of pufferfish, which, if provoked, releases a nerve toxin through large doses, doses of the toxin can be deadly. See, I'm slightly, I can't even think of the word right now. That's how bad it is. I'm slightly dyslexic, guys. No, seriously. In my words, and sometimes I will have my words start with the wrong letters of different words and stuff. It's something I have to work on. Some days it doesn't really bother me at all, and other days, like today, it's kind of getting me. Anyway. Excuse me. Through large doses, though large doses of the toxins, say that 3 times fast. Though large doses of the toxins can be deadly, in small amounts, It is known to produce a narcotic effect, and the dolphins appear to have worked it out to make the fish release just the right amount. Carefully chewing on the puffer and passing it between one another, the marine mammals then enter what appears to be a trance-like state. The behavior is captured on camera by the makers of Dolphins, Spy in the Pod, series produced by BBC, once the award-winning wildlife documentary producer John Downer. It reminded us that the craze a few years ago when people started licking toads. It reminded us of that craze a few years ago when people started licking toads to get a buzz, especially the way they hung there in a daze afterwards. It was the most extraordinary thing to see. I mean, that really is extraordinary. That really is a testament to how sophisticated and intelligent that dolphins are, where they work out the right dosages of pufferfish in order for them to get just enough where they can get high off it, but without it hurting them and damaging them. That's some Rogan level kind of it's a Rogan level pastime skill for those dolphins. Some of the chat says I'm lost. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So if you see them with one plane, yeah, enjoy it, and I wouldn't recommend it for yourselves. Christopher says Elon watches the stream. I doubt it, but stranger things have happened. It's possible. I know he knows who I am. I know that much. He's liked to my tweets. So who knows? Who knows? But I'm not sure if the show's popular enough to be on his radar. Slayblade says dolphins' brains are larger even than humans, although they're smoother than human brain. Okay, smooth brain. Did I catch him on Super Chats? Comment to Luffy. Sorry, I missed it. Thank you for your $2 super sticker. Appreciate it, man. Sorry, Zombie Doge Army. $2 make you holler. Thank you for that, Zombie Doge Army. It says, Kama, you jerk. Love you, bro. Oh, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. I love the little factions of rivalries within the chat. Cracks me up. Cracks me up. 7-1 says he watches. They say you meet God. Yeah, a lot of people that do a lot of DMT will say that. I think I didn't get a chance to see it yet, but Joe Rogan had Blair White on the other day, and they talked about DMT. I didn't even know what to add to that. That must be an interesting conversation. I know a few of you probably have seen it. Elon is like Steven Steele's tweets, so who knows? It's happened more than once now. It's happened once. It's happened twice. Elon Musk has liked the Steele tweets. 7-1 says Esteban ate my super chat. Esteban, cough it up, man. Cough it up. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, I'm at about the bottom of this one. I want to thank each and every one of you for turning out. Hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I did. I had a good time on the show tonight. If you're not already subscribed, as my friend Matt says, what the heck you doing? Subscribe to the channel. Join our community. Ascend with us to the moon, Mars, and beyond. This is great. Keep your notifications on, gang. There is a slight chance I might come on with the members only a little bit later. But if not, for sure, we'll be back again tomorrow. Slowly improving again to the point where I can live stream again. So, again, thank you guys so much. I had a good time. Hope you got something out of it. Until next time, this is your man, Real Deal Steven Steele, signing out.
and it's quiet. Just the bees and birds, the summer haze.